Hello world! Curses of madness be upon you all, for life fighters. Family Portrait has stepped up the pace yet again with this week's short and not at all sweet chapter, Mother Knows Best. This one hits hard, y'all, so brace yourselves for a sucker punch. It's a real greeting card, ain't it? Not exactly, amigo. AJ told me later what really happened here. Look happy, or I gut your precious Frontier Corps and leave them scrambling for spare change. Now hug me back. This panel is unfair. I'll come back to you. Makes Revenant look like the Easter Bunny. Next 10 minutes are pure evil, so let's skip to the important stuff. Yeah, let's keep going. Show up looking like you work on a street corner. Ma, that is savage. You don't want me here. I get it. I need a battery for 100-year-old Marvin. An R-Class? I donated one to the museum just last week. So there's one in the building now? Great. Tell me where, and... I shall not. Bands and blood sports, now it's batteries? Enough. You belong at home, not running around the Outlands blaming us for who knows what. You were selling weapons to both sides, making money off people dying. Shut up. People are staring. It's not always about you, you selfish, spoiled... Kaboom. This chapter, just like the one before it, does not let up at all. Ma, duh, are you... I'm fine. We're both fine. There's something in the smoke. Is that... Path? No. Pathfinder. Let's get this party started. Oh dear. Yeah, amigo, I know. Dark days, man. I got nothing. Rest in peace, Tin Man. Shut up, Octane. I love this deadpan close. Like, we know he's lying. He really knows how to build tension. I gotta give him that. Right, let's jump back to the beginning. And yeah, this panel's unfair. This is such a good bait and switch. Such a good twist. That I loved, like, this panel from last week without the dialogue. For how much it seemed to show. And, oh, how bittersweet this now feels even more in comparison. Ah, savage. Actually fucking savage. Charisse Shea is, ooh. Nowhere near as amenable as Darian, seemingly, even though he's not on our side either. Blameless, he's less prepared to accept responsibility. She's in control, man. Like, I kind of like how savage Charisse is, man. Makes Revenant look like the Easter Bunny. Oh, that cold. Oh. Yeah, this is such a good twist from last week. What it built us up to expect, and like if there's a twist late game in their sort of story arc wouldn't work anywhere near as well, because it'd just be like, haha, you thought. Whereas this is like, haha, you thought that the situation was one way and that it was going to develop. And no, it is the other way. There is a lot of tension here that Lifeline has been keeping to herself, that you can see the family keep to themselves. She's picked up a few things from Mama Bear. Mother knows best, right? Be interesting to see the dynamic of the Silvers in comparison, if their conflict is much more openly hostile. Which seemingly it is. Like, this is a really clever twist that their drama has been kept really buried. And not just by the individuals involved, by the family as a whole. That's pretty... Oof. That must be so draining, gal. Yow. And Mama, you take that back? She looks so much better than you do. Like, both our ladies know how to dress, man. I'm not gonna deny them that at all. Like, the Shays host a good party. Apparently this is their shindig that they're hosting. Tom Casiano confirmed that on Twitter this week. So that confirms that Chevrolet, however you pronounce that name that Lifeline mentioned in the first chapter, that's their company? Question mark? You were sending weapons to both sides, making money off people dying. Yeah, I wonder if they do still have a presence on Olympus, or if they're on a different floating city, or if they're back on the Samathan actual like planet side. They're up here on Olympus, so presumably they do have a presence here still. But yeah, we need to talk about this. The Phoenix Rising. I like this. We're both fine. See the family sort of like hiding everything, like constantly keeping a front up. I like how this conflict has been already developed so much by this chapter that Lifeline now has the chance, through being more in her actual own arena, in the spirit of the Frontier Corps, she can at least show them the value in her choices and what she's learned and what she actually like provides for the world. Like, she's not gonna mend their relationship by resolving this problem, but she can get it on the way. I think that even if they don't agree with her choices, they can at least come to respect them. And then that leaves the conflict open to provide further ups and downs in the future, which, hey, awesome. Like, I think this is a really strong way to build the Shay family from here. That last week was really touching, and it hurts all the more now that I was so emotionally invested in that sort of like cozy family vibe that they're now showing the cracks of. And hopefully the cracks can run deeper, and hopefully we can mend some of them. Yeah, that's really cool. I really like how the Shays are being handled here. But yes, Phoenix Rising. That's what I'm calling this militia group, maybe. Ideologically focused. They have some sort of Phoenix theming through this guy's speech from last week. Some weird thing on the trousers. I wonder what that is. And yet, Octane, we know that Pathfinder's not dead, but I'm glad that you're raising the tension on it. But yeah, a few things to think about with this image. Like, for one, this guy can hold Pathfinder up? Yo! How strong is this guy? He doesn't even look like a big beefy dude. He looks like relatively scrawny, and that's coming from me. I'm a scrawny ass motherfucker. How on earth is he able to do that? Like, we saw he had tattoos on the one arm last week, and we know that cybernetic augments are by no means out of the reach of Apex's universe. But I've had a pondering as the tattoos on his arm reminded me of, I think it's the Outsider, I may have that wrong, from the Dishonored series, the powers that they get from there. It made me wonder if he's got branthium implants in his arms that allows him to manipulate the mass of things that he touches. As, again, all roads lead back to it, and branthium is our now sort of overarching and very defined MacGuffin for the Apex universe. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that this guy has some kind of technology similar to Horizon's, from connections with just Olympus as a whole. Horizon hasn't been here for many years, and she's been able to catch up and probably has the best gravity manipulation tech out there. But if this guy can just change the mass of things he touches, or even like his own hands, so you can do like an infinite mass punch, that's a really cool like different application of branthium and just sort of the power set that it allows you, with its own like limited restrictions. And especially as this guy made the whole Phoenix metaphor, you know exactly who I want to tie that back to, because what rises from ashes but phoenixes, and what would the phoenix in this now kind of cluttered metaphor be? Ash. The phoenix rising from the ashes. Which does make me wonder, one, how this guy would then get hold of branthium, which, if this group are being led by Ash or some of her older affiliates with an ideological goal for the sort of aim of Olympus, what exactly they want to hearken it back to, or what they want Olympus to do for the future is uncertain. Like, if they're being sort of anti-capitalist in this sort of region, are they a bit more like, is this guy a bit more like Andrew Ryan than Frank Fontaine? Like, with the Shays being Fontaine? Like, wanting to ultimately profit individually off what is essentially Rapture in the sky. Whereas maybe this group want it to either become a pure vacation spot, so they want to decentralize the wealth to sort of all of Olympus, or they want to harken it back to the sort of scientific utopia, and they want to get rid of all the sort of excess and vanity of modern Olympus. But then you'd probably have them be less extravagant. The scientific-minded thing sort of does tie again back to Ash and back to my sort of link of how they could get hold of Branthium, or how they could be deeply rooted in Olympus's sort of political ecosystem. But if they are linked to Ash, I imagine that this decision here could actually bite them in the ass. If Ash has any influence here, the fact that they've hurt Pathfinder in the process could at least prompt an emotional response out of Ash, which could then mar their entire political goal in internal conflict, which then derails it, or at least changes the outlook for the future of Olympus. Like, this could be huge, man. Like, we're already getting into the sort of relevance of Olympus in the wider Outlands, and that's pretty fucking cool. And we got like the emotional drama alongside it. Like, this is a really good framing to bring these three together to some extent. Like, a tangible sort of like political cause that threatens things much bigger than us, but that also stands to threaten the emotional ties we probably do actually genuinely care about. Yeah, that's some strong ass chapter, man. Short and not at all sweet, as I said. I have a feeling after this sort of deadpan, jokey closeout from Octane that next week is when Lifeline might actually take over as the more serious narrator to actually close things out a bit more properly, gives a bit more of a direct emotional insight into this conflict here. Yeah, things are blowing up. I really hope that this does tie us back into Ash. I'm never gonna not hope that. But that was Family Portrait Chapter 3, Mother Knows Best. And, does she? Let's wait and see. The build-up through Season 6, even into the gap between last week's chapter and this one, it's been really effective. Like, I'm glad that they took the time to settle down so we can now ramp things back up nice and easily. Yeah, I am very impressed with this latest chapter. Let me know what you think the Phoenix Rising group is up to in the comments down below. Because that's all from me for today. Thank you for staying with me, friends. I've been Euclidean Vision, the emotional support. Take care of yourselves out there, teammates. And may the glorious light of Best Girl shine within you. Bye-bye.